fight for the presidential chair in the USA, what will happen if you chase two hares? Which representative of the donkey party cannot hide their ears? And who, despite the tarnished reputation in the courts, remains an influential politician and the biggest elephant? Let's consider all the political elements and put them in their places. This is Mendeleev's table. Hello. There are just over 9 months until the elections in America. Donald Trump has fewer and fewer competitors. Vivek Ramaswamy and Ron DeSantis withdrew their candidacies for the 45th President of the United States. In his speech, the governor of Florida stated that Americans are presented with a decision: flood of migrants or border control, reckless loans and expenses, or government restrictions and reduction of inflation.
I comprehend that most Republicans desire to give Donald Trump another chance. Trump exceeds the current President Joe Biden in the eyes of the GOP, evidently.
In the initial Republican primaries in the state of New Hampshire, Trump obtained the majority of votes, with a percentage of over 54%. And this is despite Democrats voting for the expulsion of U.S. Ambassador to the UN, Nikki Haley.
Why are you voting for her?
Because I am opposed to Trump. Allow her and Biden to reach the elections instead of Trump.
Who are you? Are you a Republican, an independent, or a Democrat?
Them.
I am currently voting for Nikki Haley. Who will you vote for in the presidential elections? For her or for Joe Biden?
For Joe Biden.
Haley, this didn't help. The politician admitted defeat, but warned that he is not dropping out of the race. Why did entrepreneur Ramaswamy call her thirsty to exclude Trump from the puppet ballot?
The fact that Nikki is progressing exposes the unsightly underbelly of this pre-election race. Due to the absence of an opportunity to defeat Stramp through the front door, she relies on her puppet donors for support over an extended period as they plot to exclude Stramp from the ballot. It's disgusting, but it's true.
Ellie clearly lacks confidence in her abilities. The politician promised to give Trump a hard time in the upcoming primaries in South Carolina. Among other things, the expat of the United States at the UN is convinced that she will easily be able to bypass Biden in the elections.
It is necessary to assess the mental abilities of those who are over 75 years old. I'm not about disrespect. We all know individuals who are 75 years old and older and can run circles, but we also know Joe Biden. These people make decisions about national security, about the future of the economy, and Congress became a privileged nursing home.
By the way, about merits, Biden has accumulated quite a few of them during his presidency. The Democrat has a lot of failures in domestic and foreign policy. Among them are high inflation, crime and homelessness, a fentanyl epidemic, a migration crisis on the southern border, an ever-growing national debt and default hanging like the sword of Damocles. And the war until the last Ukrainian for the Afghan fiasco and the Middle East ruined by Americans. The USA is increasingly getting involved in the conflict, striking Houthi positions in Yemen. And the war hits Biden's campaign. Americans are not eager to step on the same rake.
I cannot imagine voting for Biden this time. They muted me for a duration of 4 years, but at present I am informing you that there was no assault on the Twin Towers of the World Trade Center. There was no attack like the one they showed us, and other countries are also involved in this. In the end, we were pulled into the war in the Middle East. We spent a total of $9 trillion and caused the deaths of millions of people. And what have we done? Nothing. We just got death and blood. This is shameful.
Deja vu effect? Americans must watch the rematch. After all, despite all of its obvious failures, Biden emerged as the winner in the primary with the Democratic Party of New Hampshire, although absent from the ballot, reports the Associated Press. The owner of the White House from the 80-plus club stated that the stakes in the presidential elections will be high like never before. Obviously, Biden needs victories, but there are none. And the cobbler and the reaper and the bagpiper and the Greek risk losing their success in both unresolved conflicts and the presidential race.